My faith journey has never been a straight road. It has been winding, quiet at times, and unexpectedly alive at others, marked not by a single dramatic turning point, but by a series of gentle invitations that over time drew me closer to God. The first of those moments came at an unexpected place, a stay at the Cistercian monastery, the Sanctuary Abbey in Scotland. I didn't arrive with great expectations, just curiosity. The rooms in the guest house we stayed at were named after Celtic saints, and I remember pausing when I noticed the detail. It opened a door I didn't realise was closed. There was a sense that faith there was rooted in something ancient, something lived and carried through generations. The rhythm of the monastery, the stillness, the prayer, the simplicity, created a space in me that I hadn't realised was so crowded. What became most significant though was not just observing the rhythm, but being invited in. I was a part of a Latvian tour group. I was around 14 and had met other people on this group who also sang in a choir just as I did. One morning after breakfast, when we were all rushing up to extend our thanks for the hospitality, one of us started to sing. As we passed dishes from one another, you could see surprise in other people's faces. We Latvians are singing people. Latvian folk songs didn't seem to be out of place as one might think. Our hosts, monks and other guests were visibly surprised at first, but soon found themselves smiling and engaging. We explained how Latvians have a song for each chore of the day, a bit like a prayer for each place. During our stay, we were also invited to share in the morning prayer, in communion, if you were able to take it, or in taking a blessing. In one such blessing, I experienced something I had never known before. It is difficult to fully explain. It was if the stillness around me became alive. There was a deep sense of peace, but also a presence, gentle, undeniable, and profoundly personal. I didn't have language for it at the time, but looking back, I believe that was my first encounter with the Holy Spirit. It was not dramatic in an outward sense. Nothing visibly changed, but inwardly I knew faith was no longer just something I observed through and about. It had become something I had experienced. That rhythm, the retreat and return, stillness and service, began to shape how I understood faith. It wasn't about constant activity, nor was it about withdrawal completely. It was about being formed in God's presence and then carrying that presence into the world. Through the following years, God was at work. Each church, each community, each conversation shaped me in ways I didn't immediately see. I began to understand that no single place holds the fullness of God, and yet each can reveal something true about Him. And slowly, almost without realizing it, I found myself part of a community that felt different. On a Sunday, at Casio, at singing events with Horatio singers in Norfolk. It wasn't perfect. It didn't try to be. But there was a sense of shared life, a willingness to walk together through ordinary days and difficult ones, to pray, to listen, to support one another. It felt less like attending a service and more like being part of a family. There was also joy, real, simple joy, being part of a church family. We laugh together, spend time together, and share life in ways that go far beyond a simple Sunday service. It has shown me that faith is not only found in quiet contemplation and solemn moments, but also in celebration, friendship, and everyday life. Faith comes in different forms, and all of them draw us closer to God. Now the sense of belonging has taken root in a very real way. I have found a church family in the Parish of Cove, a place where I'm supported and growing in my faith. It is also a place where I plan to get married to my fiancé, who shares my values. Together we are building a life shaped by the same rhythm I first glimpsed years ago: prayer, community, love in action. And that's when it settled in my heart. This is what I had been searching for. Not a flawless church, not a perfect expression of faith, a place where the presence of God was not confined in a building, but lived in real relationships. Looking back, I can see that the journey itself was necessary. And even now, the rhythm continues. There are still moments I need to step away and be alone with God. And there are moments when I'm called back into the life of community and the need of others. And in that, I have come to understand more deeply what it means to walk.